Hey everybody, Ben here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up for yourself each and every day. I'm going to get into an emotion here we may be struggling with, looking for a way to understand it and navigate our way through it. Well, this is pretty normal. Stressed. Stressed. No matter what it is in our life, something is uh, not going as planned. There is resistance. When we really think of it, if this just changed, everything would go away. Maybe. Maybe we go through life and it doesn't matter. Maybe we've resolved something and then something new, pops up and we get stressed about that. Is this a consistent stressed? Like it just jumps from item to item or situation to situation, people, place, or thing? Or is it focused around a consistent uh, situation or experience that maybe we've been stressed about through several different stages of our life? Or is this a new stress? These are questions to ask yourself. There's a pattern there. Whether we are always stressed through life, whether it is connected to a certain situation through life, or just this one, that resistance is real. It's there for a reason. Do I say we like that? Absolutely not. Who would like resistance? We like a nice, calm, comfortable path. And that resistance, again, look at the pattern and what is it connected to inside of us. Obviously, the opposite of stress would be resolved. And uh, the way, or at least what I talk mostly about here on this channel, is everything is connected to uh, a wound or an insecurity or a worry, a fear, a complex we've created around something inside of us. And that resistance, say it's about stability. Uh, I'm stressed about that. Where am I going to live? Or how am I going to live? Or let's look at money. How am I going to survive? We can also look at uh, relationships. I'm always in these uh, crappy, toxic relationships. Family uh, or work is always making me feel suppressed. No one's seeing my value. These constant patterns. We want something to happen and it's not happening. There's resistance. Okay, well, the opposite would be the lack of having it. And that's inside of us somewhere. Uh, we can go back to that insecurity, like no one finds me attractive or no one wants to stick around long enough to date me or whatever it is. I'm running out of time to do this or that. It doesn't matter what it's connected to. This is a very broad word in this situation, but there's something inside of us that is creating the resistance, and to resolve that, we see it that we have to resolve whatever it is outside. Whatever it is that I need or I want to feel safe and comfortable, I need that out there in the external to change for me to feel calm, to resolve. But what if instead we resolved, and I don't want this to be taken the wrong way, but resolve the need for it, which if we need to survive, obviously we need that. And that's not what I'm getting at. It's this feeling inside that I don't have it. And if we have this continuous pattern throughout life, we can really put these puzzle pieces together and see, wow, through this life experience, this is something I came in with or I was raised with, and this is something I have to heal through this life. Otherwise, I'm going to keep experiencing this uncomfortable feeling. And uh, in my mind, or I should say your mind, we think that when I get it out there or it comes in or I have whatever it is, it'll all go away. And yeah, of course it would. But the reason it's always so far out of reach, or it always has that resistance, is because I need it so bad. And if I got it, it would feed or pacify this wound or this insecurity or this fear or this worry. So I need it so bad because this is like ripping me apart inside. It's driving me insane. It's what I'm always focused on because it needs it so bad. The wound, it needs it. It needs its sugar. It needs its cookie, whatever we want to call it. And if I just got it, I would pacify it. But see, uh, instead, if we heal it, it goes away, and we don't have to deal with this anymore. And then indirectly, whatever it is that we really want would be there. So we got 2 cards. First one is Queen of Pentacles. It came out sideways. Practicality and neglect. We'll take it that way. And then we got the Ace of Cups, awakening. So the practical aspect here, this was sideways, so we're going to go both ways. Practicality is my perception. It's outside of me. Whatever it is, people, place, or thing that I'm stressed about, I need to come in, and then it'll all be okay. That's practical. That makes complete sense. If I had this relationship, a better relationship, everything would be perfect. If I was in a relationship, I was trying to have a baby, it would all be okay. I wouldn't be running out of time. If I had this job, or I had this X amount of money, I'd be stable, everything would be fine. Whatever these are connected to, that is our perception, and we have to see it to believe it. That makes sense. Then the opposite here, we got neglect. And what is it that we're neglecting? We're neglecting to see that part inside that I was talking about earlier. And depending on how this looks, where's this relationship, a codependency, or I need them to show up in a certain way to feed my wound. If they talk to me differently, if they said this, it would be different. But guess what? If they actually did, it still wouldn't feel that way inside. No different than if people responded to me, I already said that, viewed me or commented me on my looks or something, I would feel better about myself. That's how we're perceiving it. But no, we wouldn't, because we don't believe it inside. Same thing with that money aspect. If I just had this money, I would feel stable. And it's like, that's how I'm perceiving it. But no, I wouldn't, because I don't think I'll ever feel stable, because that's the wound that's inside of me. I could have all this money and it wouldn't matter, because I wouldn't feel safe. So these are the aspects that we have to look inside of ourselves. So whatever it is that we really need to feel comfortable or safe in a place of comfort that we don't have right now, it's time to look in. And this is where this awakening comes in. Ace of Cups. We're going to see how this pattern in our life was taking place, or how this has had control over us. We've been making decisions based upon the wound or the insecurity to give it what it wants. It's been limiting us, but we just thought that I was always struggling with this, or this always happens to me. I'm stuck in these cycles, whatever it may be. Uh, and if I just had that, it would make it all okay. But it would never, and that's why it's always just kind of been a little out of reach, or we get it for a little bit and then it goes completely the opposite direction. So we got 2 cards here. The first one that's actually upright, we'll go with Eight of Wands reversed. Stagnation, no change, no movement. Always in the same place, or always in the same situations are happening, repeating cycles. This is where we can really start to pay attention, or try to put things together. Maybe we already are, and we can see a pattern, but we can't make sense of it. The Eight of Pentacles reversed, boredom. This goes with stagnation as well. Just looking at this the standstill. Maybe we're actually aware of it, or maybe we're not, and we're getting pushed to finally see or make our way through this. Maybe if we are aware of it, because like we're stuck, and that's really feeding this, and we've exhausted all of our options, or we've really tried hard to accomplish something and nothing's coming from it. Sometimes, and this is what's coming through, but we'll go with it. Yes, Spirit. Removing ourselves from trying so hard opens the doors, but it's not going to open the door that we think it's going to open. So like we'll say that whole surrender aspect, and it's like we'll just use, I'm trying to get a job to make money to survive, and I'm trying, and nothing's working, and we'll surrender, and it may not come the way that we thought it was going to come, because And our mind will think it's still not coming because it's coming a different way. And that's where we have this these blinders on, seeing that this is the only way that I can get X, Y, or Z because I'm doing it for the wound. No different than in a relationship. Like, I need this person to look this way and to have all these things on their checklist for me to move forward with them. And they're just perfect man or perfect woman won't come around with all these check marks because I perceive that all these things are important or necessary to feed my wound, to feed my insecurity. So like if we have an insecurity about, oh, it don't matter. I shouldn't even talk like this, but like sometimes women will, and men, I guess, I've seen, will date down to make themselves feel better. So I can't go after this person that looks better than me or weight wise or whatever because it's going to make me feel bad about myself. So when we go into situations like that, we have to be honest with ourselves and look at ourselves and our wounds and our insecurities and say, why am I doing this? Why do I need all these check marks? Why does it have to be this way? Is that feeding the wound? Is that feeding my insecurity? Is that feeding my worry? Is that feeding my fears? If it is, if I'm making these decisions, that's that resistance. It's always going to be a roller coaster. It's going to be a very uncomfortable experience. And we're going to continuously go through that. No different than getting into those toxic relationships because I'm like, I have a wound and they're drawn to that wound and I want that. Like, I need to feed the wound. I need to see it. I don't think I'm doing that consciously, but that's what's going to be taking place. And we're going to keep being in these cycles. So, whether we're aware of this and we're taking action or we're not, it is surfacing for a reason to look at it a different way. The Three of Pentacles, collaboration. This is with Spirit, Universe, God, Source, Divine, whoever you're subscribed to, uh, forcing us into this position. Could also be our higher self. I didn't go through the whole list because it's a long one, but uh, whomever you believe in as an external higher power or energy that we believe is external of us, uh, they're pushing us into this situation. The time has come. It will be uncomfortable, but it is for a great reason. And obviously, when we're going through it, it is not enjoyable. We can't see the light. We can't see the end of the situation. It's not something to be celebrated, but it really is because we're finally going to be free of this thing that has guided us or directed us through our life that kept us imprisoned. The Chariot reversed, impulsive acts. This is coming through as uh, in these situations, we can do damaging things, whether on a small scale or a larger scale, to ourselves and to situations, to others. It doesn't matter, to feel like we have a say in something because we don't have control. And the only time we feel safe is when we control things. That's out of fear. When I control things, I feel safe. So when we get in these positions where nothing's working and everything's going up against us, we start to lose it. We start to lose our grasp on this feeling of safety or comfort, and we can do things, whether small or large, and it's our way of feeling in control. We can look at a child or a teenager uh, revolting against their parents, and they do something bad just to say, hey, I can do this. I can do whatever I want. You don't have a say in this. This is no different than being an adult to the universe or God or the situation in general. So be mindful of your thoughts, what you may want to do just to feel like you have a say in something, uh, and the repercussions of that. And here it is, the Tower, disruption. I almost wanted to cry there because it is this liberation. It may not feel like it, it may not look like it, but it is freedom. The I'm not saying we're losing anything, but you know, this energy that we're probably in or feeling for however long is really taking a toll on us, no matter what it is. And whatever the stress is connected to is this invisible, impossible to reach or obtain item right now, or people, place, or thing. And we've put it on such a high pedestal that it has controlling our life, our decisions, our habits, whatever we want to look at. And when this comes through to whatever it is, I feel like it's more this awakening that is the tower, and however that pans out. But there's this liberation from it, and it's not always easy coming to these truths or understandings within ourselves or other people or situations. But once we get through it and the emotions calm down a bit, uh, we're extremely thankful for what comes next. We'll get one last card here. I guess we have two. So we have Strength reversed, Insecurities, and the Five of Swords reversed, Reconciliation. This is with ourself, with the situation at hand. We're gonna see these wounds. That's why I said I don't think we're gonna lose anything. It's more internal. We're coming to the realization of whatever was inside the wound, the insecurity, the fear, the complex we created around something. We were leading with that and making decisions, and that's where all this came from. We're trying to feed it. We're trying to give it what it wants, to make it stop, to get to that place of comfort. And it was never needed, but in our mind it was, and it was very fucking real, you know, and it might still be here for you. But this reconciliation comes in is understanding, resolving, healing this, and getting to a place that is a huge different a walk of life for you, something you've never experienced, going into uncharted territories here, because your whole life you've been living out of that space, or that uh, I don't know what word I want to use here, that expression of yourself. We're going to be walking in without it, that freedom, that liberation from it. And it's a really beautiful, exciting time. But that initial process and understanding is a little bit of a hiccup, or roller coaster of emotions, if we will. But once we get through it and stabilize, it's all downhill for them from there. I'm going to leave this here. Having a bit of trouble talking here. Regardless, if it resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will talk to you all later. See you.